This is a very common one. When a lease is about to come to an end and the land and the property or the unit needs to be put back or returned in the condition that it was in. So in this particular instance, the tenant, the property, the unit needed to be painted. I think it was because there was some kind of damp issue. So it had to be painted and properly taken care of. And the cost that the landlord had suggested or provided was too high. And the agreement was that the tenant would take care of it. But now the tenant's moved out and has not taken care of it. And the landlord is asking if he can compel the tenant to do so. Is that really the right way of dealing with this?
Perfect. So when we come to the end of a fixed term of a lease agreement, we must remember that both parties in this particular transaction have certain obligations. One of the primary obligations that a tenant has is to return the property to the landlord in a materially similar condition as that in which it was received, excepting for fair wear and tear. Okay, so painting of a property is a very common thing that tenants should do when they hand back the property. There's quite a lot of wear or damage done to the paintwork while the tenant is in occupation of the premises. And for anyone who's got tenants, you know, the minute you pull those cupboards and those beds away, there are marks everywhere in the particular property. So painting is a very, very common thing. Now, what should happen in an ideal world is before your tenant vacates the property, they should have sorted that problem out. It should be painted so that you return the property again, walls in a color without scuff marks. Okay. Now, sometimes that doesn't ideally happen, and the tenant might then vacate the property, hand back the property to the landlord, and this painting has not occurred. Now, remember, if that occurs in our law, the landlord is then in a position where they can then attend to the reinstatement of the property, and ideally they have taken a deposit in order to cover the costs of that reinstatement should a reinstatement be necessary in the circumstances. Now, what's very important when the landlord attends to this particular situation, a landlord is obliged in terms of our legislation to give the tenant invoices for any work which is done. So if you're a landlord and you're in a position where you fix something on a property, you do have to give the invoice to the tenant to show that you have actually attended to fixing something, in this case painting. So you present them with the invoice from your painter to say, look, this is what I had to do. What you are not obliged to do in law is ask the tenant whether that invoice is reasonable or whether they accept it in the circumstances. If you are a landlord in a position where you have to now attend to the fixing of the property, you don't have to ask permission from the ex-tenant in the circumstances. And we see a lot of confusion from landlords where they do this. They sort of send it to the tenant and try to get an approval from tenant. And as you can imagine, a lot of the time tenants come back and say that's too much, and they tended to do it themselves. So be very careful if you're a landlord in this circumstance. You don't have to get approval, and the fact that you start to send the invoices to the tenant, you're almost getting yourself inevitably into the situation where a tenant's going to say, that's too expensive, I would rather fix things myself. Okay. Now, if you do end up in that circumstance where a tenant says, I'm going to fix things myself, remember, you're now in a circumstance where essentially you and the tenant are now negotiating and forming some sort of agreement as to how to wrap this thing up. There's no obligation for you to do so. But if you agree that the tenants can now come back and fix things in the property, you're in essence establishing another agreement. And we obviously, the reason we don't want you to send your invoices to the tenant in any event is, if you're going to start establishing new agreements with that particular tenant, you've got to be very careful about what the terms of that agreement are. So in our particular question today, the landlord has unfortunately got to that point where he's agreed with the tenant that the tenant can come back and do the painting themselves. But now he's frustrated that the tenant is taking a bit too long to attend to the property and actually do the painting in the circumstances. And so you can see how this becomes a bit tricky and a bit messy if you're not very clear about what the terms of your new agreement for her to come back and paint are. Okay, because as we see in this circumstance, the landlord and the tenant didn't figure out a time frame. So if he's agreed that she can come back, how long must this take? Must the landlord now be prejudiced in some particular way? And what happens if she doesn't do it in a particular time frame that causes the landlord damage in the circumstances? So you can see these are additional questions that become very tricky in the circumstances. And if you start to form agreements with the tenant, these are the things that you can miss out on in the circumstances. So again, our advice for landlords is quite simple. Tenant must hand back the property in a condition that's materially similar to that which was it was handed to them. That's goal number one in the circumstances. Really, ideally, before your tenant hands you back the keys, they need to have painted that place to your satisfaction. If that happens, great. If that does not happen and you are now a landlord and you're in the position where you have to take these certain actions, go ahead, employ your people to do it. Do not consult your ex-tenant about the costs thereof. Okay. Keep in mind, obviously, you are going to have a deposit of whatever amount on hand, and obviously, please don't go and then get the most expensive furnishings or whatever the case is in order to put into your property. Again, you're not entitled to improve the property once the tenant moves out. You're only entitled to put it back into the position that it was when you gave it to the tenant. So if you replace all of your door handles or whatever with golden door handles, I can promise you the tenant's going to have an ability to say, I'm not liable for those amounts. Okay, but do the work. Do not consult your tenants about it, and ultimately you can send the tenant the invoice to say this is what I have incurred in the circumstances.
So thanks so much, Nick.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Bruno, and we will see you again next week.
Also, have a great one.
Yes.